Hello and welcome, everybody. It's another tough day in my life, everybody. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. We're going to talk about some rough stuff. I do have Fallout 76 going right now. I'm not going to bother to do battles or nitro or whatnot. Just going to hang out for a little bit. Going through some tough times. I'll give you the TLDR, everybody. I'll give you the quick overview. So what happens? My daughter, just about a week before her birthday, got in an accident with her car. Now, my daughter saved up for years and years, around $3,000 for us to put that down on a car for her. And she wanted to just buy a cheap car that she could go ahead and tool around in. I said, well, cheap cars are what they are. They're cheap cars, and they also end up costing more than really they're worth in the long run, because you have to keep fixing them up all the time and whatnot. Well, I went and said, okay, well, I'll help you get a car like my dad did for me, except for I went way above and beyond for my daughter. And so we put $3,000 on a car. The car cost $13,000. Then it was down to $10,000, but with all the other stuff, you got to pay license and all of that, went right back up to $13,000. So then I had to finance that car, and I've been paying on it for years and years. So basically, I have a $13,000 car that I've been paying on, and so I paid it down to about $7,000 left. Finally getting within sight of paying that sucker off in another, 2.5 years or so, maybe. And so went above and beyond for my daughter here to get her this car. And she absolutely loves that car. It's a really nice little four-door. She absolutely loves it. She's been driving it around and been just fine. So what happened is she got in an accident, right? So she was crossing the intersection. There's a primary road, and then there's a secondary road. And she was crossing the primary road from a secondary road to go across to her boyfriend's house. And what happened is some guy with no lights on was coming down the road, and she didn't see him because he didn't have his lights on. And so she had crossed the intersection. She had got to the intersection. The kid panicked and actually turned into her. As she had already made it past his lane, had he just gone straight, it would have been fine. And he had turned into her and then made a giant hole in the side of her back door on the driver's side where it actually pierced the door. Whole door needs to be replaced. The back panel needs replaced in what's known as the V-joint, the joint that holds the door on, the back door that it attaches to. That whole thing needs to be replaced. So I call my insurance company. I call their insurance company. I go through it round and round for 4 months. This has been going on, everybody, since March, right? Since a week before her birthday, before her 18th birthday. So I've been going round and round with them and saying, hey, you're not following up. You're not taking care of this. What's going on? How come it's taking so long? And so on and so forth. And so now after all of that, I finally get it in there and say, no problem. We're going to get it fixed. It'll be fine. So they take it in there and they say, no, it's totaled. So now after all of this time, they're telling me that it's totaled. And so now I have two options. I have an option of, okay, give me the car back and I'll go get it fixed. But then I'll have trouble getting it insured because the car will have damage on it, and then I'll have to get the car repaired, and then I'll have to get it repaired to the point in which it can be reinsured, and so on, which is a giant undertaking itself. Or they'll pay out the money, and then I can pay off the $7,000 loan and end up with about $2,500 left after my deductible, which is $500, because they say it's a 50-50 fault in Tennessee. So basically, I have to pay my deductible no matter what, even though it was clearly the other person's fault. And even the police officer who happened to be behind, which I thought was a godsend, which turned out to be irrelevant, was even said that it was the kid's fault because the kid veered into her and he could have avoided the accident simply by going straight, and he didn't have his lights on. But they still say it's partially my daughter's fault because she pulled out into the intersection from a secondary road onto a primary road. So all of you insurance pros out there, I'm going to elicit your advice here. Now, the first thing that's going to be heartbreaking is the fact that I have to tell my daughter that her car is like wrecked. It's like trash. And have to have her make an option of whether she wants to salvage it or get it back and try to fix it. And of course, your first instinct is get it back and try to fix it. But if we get it back, we fix it, and then it's still not able to get insurance on it, well, guess what? you're screwed. Because then now you have a car that's uninsurable, and you can't get full coverage on your car anymore. So that's not good. And if it gets in another accident, then that car is then really now completely broken. There we go. I know, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's Ally as well. And I even contacted a lawyer, and they said it would cost you more to litigate this thing than to just pay your deductible. And I said, okay, well, that's what I want to do, is I'm just going to pay the deductible and get it fixed. But now they say it's totaled. Really, I'm really between a rock and a hard place here, because all the tumblers to make it extra difficult have all fallen into place. Everybody, first, they dispute whether it's their fault or not, which is totally was the kid's fault. It was the other kid's fault, absolutely. He didn't have his lights on. She couldn't see him. Had he had his lights on, the accident would have been avoided, because she would have seen he was there and then not crossed the intersection, and so on. But there we go. That's a few different lawyers. That wasn't their lawyers either, by the way, but I contacted independent lawyers, and I contacted several of them, and they all say the same thing. That it would cost you more to litigate it than to just go and take care of it. But she didn't have, see, the thing lawyers want you to have bodily damage, right? They want you to have, what do you call it? Liability damage, so they make money, right? Because then they're going to sue them because, you broke your arm, you broke your leg or whatever. And then, that's like, ambulance chasers who do that for people who get injured. But my daughter wasn't really injured, so she doesn't really have any injuries other than the car is broken. So most insurance companies and most lawyers are just going to be like, oh, well, it's broken, no big deal, move on, right? So yeah. But basically, since I've already paid $6,000 on the car, and my daughter has paid $3,000 of her down payment, basically I'm losing $9,000 on the transaction, and I get $2,400 back, so it's about $6,000 loss, or $6,500 loss in my part. And now my daughter doesn't have a car, and it's going to be heartbreaking to tell her that her first car is now trash. It's kaput. There's nothing that can be done other than if we get the car and then try to fix it. Well, trying to fix the car is $10,000. So, going through all the trouble of fixing it and then not being able to get it going on. There you go. How many years did you get for $6,500? 1 year. 1 stinking year, I believe. I believe it was 1 year, or maybe 2 years. Maybe 2 years. I don't know. I don't know. It's like 1 or 2 years. Yeah, so $6,500 for 2 years of use of the vehicle. Because I think we got it when she was 16. I think that's when. I got to remember when we went and got it for her, but I can go back and look at the loan, I guess, and see when I started the loan. That's a good idea. I'll go do that. That's an easy way to know. Let's see. Go back and see when I did the first payment. Not even a year. No, August of 2022. So less than a year. Let me go and put that up here so I can remember purchased. Yeah, so less than a year, and I'm out $6,000. That doesn't seem right. Why does that not seem right? Yeah, it's July. It's July. July of last year was when I made the first payment on it. So that payment counted toward August. So yeah. So basically this time last year. So 1 year. I was right. 1 year. Now you started with the car prices that doubled too. Yep. And car prices have gone up for used cars. And whatnot. So yeah, that sucks. That sucks big time. Big time, big time. But I do have an extra car. I do have my wife's car. She got another used car. And I can let her use that because she's going off to college in 2 weeks. And I've been trying to get this car fixed for 4 months. And now she's going off over there. So I do have the option of, retaining the car, and then they're going to pay out the difference between the salvage value and whatnot. And then I can go ahead and go get the car fixed. But then, it cost me $10,000 to get the car fixed, to the point in which I can get it recertified and, I have it as a salvage car. Or I can take that $2,400 and put it down on a new car or a new used car and whatnot. And they do say that used car prices are coming down, but they already doubled before. So, if they come down from already being doubled, that's not really a great value, is it? So yeah, now you're back where you started. Yep, exactly. So basically in 1 year, I have basically the prices of used cars have gone way up, and the overall value of her car has gone down. Also, I found out her particular car is prone to people stealing it, and some companies won't even insure it because it's such a car that tons and tons of people have been stealing, because it doesn't have the auto starter button. You have to use the key. So that's another factor as well. So I called other insurance companies. My insurance company has just been, Kia or Hyundai. Look at you go. It's Ally. You know what I'm talking about. Yes, it's a Kia or Hyundai. So apparently that's been a big thing that I didn't even know about. Yes, so I went and found that out today when I tried to go to a different insurance company and ask them if I could get it insured over there. And they say, we don't even insure that car now. We don't even insure it at all. And I'm like, oh, great. So even if I did take the thing and I got the car fixed and it got certified as a drivable car and I could get it full insurance on it, they wouldn't even insure it anyway. So yeah, not good. Not good. So not only do I have the problem of I just wasted $6,000, really $9,000, and then if I get the money back, it's really like $6,500 for 1 year of a car. The price of all of the parts have gone up in the last 4 months as well. So it's because it's taken so long for them to get the car fixed, the actual prices of everything have gone up, which also makes the fact that the car is totaled. So yes, that's another problem right there. Yeah, and also the fact that they said it was 50-50 fault. Now my daughter is partially at fault because of the accident. My insurance now is going up as well. So yeah, it's just, just as many hits as I could possibly take in a day, everybody. I don't know. It makes you want to not get up in the morning ever again. Because, this is not my fault. This is something that happened to my child, and I totally feel like it's not her fault, everybody. I feel like it's totally the other kid's fault. Has nothing to do with us, and the car should have been repaired and returned to us already by now. And they could have got it repaired for cheaper had they got it done 4 months ago and not waited 4 months to order the parts and get all the parts going and do all of that. So yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to give her all the news and then say, look, this is going to be your choice on there. I mean, I own the car, but I was going to give it to her for her 18th birthday because she can't actually own the car until she's 18. So at her 18th birthday, I was going to, show her how to sign over the title and do all that stuff. And it was going to be a cool birthday thing that she actually would then own the car or be, put her name on the car. And then it would be her car from then on. And then I would just finish making the rest of the payments of the car. And then it would be her car, and then she'd take it, her to college, and then it would be hers, for the rest of her life, for as long as it lasted. But that's all been derailed in about a year. So you also got to think that it's less than a year, now that I think about it, because it's been 4 months, too. So we take that 4 months off the year, it's been 8 months. So $6,500 down the drain in 8 months of having the car, which is just a nightmare. Now, again, they already told me what the value of the car is at totaled, which is about 10 grand. And if I take the payout and keep the car, then they're going to give me about $6,200 for that. Now, I owe $7,000 on the car still, so I'd have to take that $6,000, pay down the car, so then I could then figure out how to pay off the thing, or not pay down the car and use that $6,000 to get the car fixed, and then I'd have to get it fixed up to that level, and the price of parts have all gone up. So, I mean, you're just like between a rock and a hard place constantly on this particular situation. I mean, in every way, in every different way it could be bad, it's bad. Right? First, they didn't take responsibility because the other kid, it was the one that caused the accident. And my insurance company is not championing my side. They say, oh, yeah, same thing. They say, oh, it's 50-50 fault. You have to pay your deductible. So they're not doing the thing. Now, again, yeah, I could take the $6,000 and put it toward a new car, rotisserie G, but then I'd still owe the $7,000 on the other car. And I'd have to get a loan on the new car anyway. So, I don't know. I have two loans at the same time, I guess. And pay off the one loan and the other loan at the same time. I don't know. I think it'd be smarter for them because they're not going to just give me, they're not just going to give me the thing. So I would, if I got the $6,000 for the thing, I would have the car and then I could go pay down the loan, but I still have $1,000 on the loan. And then I'd still have to fix the car or sell it for salvage. Now, the question is would I get the same value out of the car if I was to retain the car and sell it for salvage, right? That's the thing. And the salvage value of it is around $3,748. I'm gonna make a video on this too, everybody. My insurance company, I've absolutely dropped the ball on this. Yeah, you can't comprehend your daughter was half at fault. Well, she's coming from a secondary into a primary road. Try to sell it would stress me out. I know, right? I know, because you could try to sell it to a salvage place, but they'll probably, by the time I get the thing and go through all of this, then the salvage people say, oh, it's only worth $2,000. And then, I'm screwed even more so. So yeah. So that sucks. So it doesn't matter. At the end, if you do the math, everybody, and that's what I've been doing the math, the value of the car, of what I will walk away with is around $2,400. So if I walk away from the car right now, tell them to take it, do the thing, they charge me my deductible, I get, the money back. From that value, it's about $2,500. So not only is it not my $6,000 that I already paid on the car, but it's also less than the down payment that my daughter put down. So right there.
Hello.
Yes, I got the actual police footage of the thing. For some reason, they didn't have the dash cam, but they had the officer's thing, and the officer himself said that it was the other kid's fault because the kid actually turned into her when she had crossed the lane and had gone by and actually turned into him at the last second on the audio. And I sent this to my insurance company, and they still said that no, it's 50% fault from what we assessed. Whatnot. And then I contact the other insurance company, and they said the same thing. Oh, it's 50-50% fault. It's partially the guy's fault for not having his lights on, but it's also partially your daughter's fault for pulling out in the intersection. And I'm like, but she wouldn't have pulled out in the intersection had he had his lights on. So that would have been 100% his fault. And so on. And so this is the same thing I have been doing for 4 months, everybody. For 4 months, I have been doing this. And then they're not calling me back for like a month. And they're not getting back to me. And I have to follow up on them. And I have to keep going round and round and round. And they're basically not championing my side of the thing. So yeah, my insurance company is the absolute worst. I have never had this problem in the past, everybody. I've had insurance for 30 years, 32 years, 36 years, 36 years. I have not used my insurance in 25 years, everybody. In 25 years, I've been paying for insurance and I have not used it at all. Until recently, when my wife's car got a crack in it when I was trying to replace the wiper blade. It hit the window and cracked the window. So I had to get that fixed. They paid $200. I paid $500 because I had to pay my deductible first. And that's the only thing I've ever had fixed all this time. Now, I also paid $400 to have my daughter's window fixed, which also got cracked. So not only am I out that, $6,000 that I've already paid on the car, but an additional $400 on the car because I fixed the window, an additional $300 on the car because I fixed the battery. So there's another $1,000 that I'm out there too. So I'm out $7,000 roughly on the car. Yeah, and it just basically sounds like, it sounds like that to me too, Rotisserie G, that the best option is just to total the car, take the money back, pay off the balance of the car right now, get the $2,400, take the $2,400 and put it down on another car, and then my payments start all over again, and whatnot. I kind of feel like that's the jam. But what do you guys think in the chat? This is what we call stream therapy, everybody. Look, he's playing a ukulele like a tiny violin right now for Kismet's problems right here. And sometimes we call this stream therapy, everybody. That's why I come into just chatting and not into Fallout 76. This is just where me having life just pound on you. I mean, I already spent all this cash to go on this trip because I thought the car was going to be fixed, and they said yes, we're going to send it over there to get it fixed on Monday. They said they were going to do that yesterday, and that everything would be cool. They would just go get it fixed, and that'd be done. But now they come back to me and tell me that the car is total, and probably because the prices have gone up in the last 4 months and whatnot. That's exactly what the company wants to do. Yeah, they want the car, and they're going to actually make money on this transaction. So they'll take the car, they'll sell it for salvage, they get my $500 deductible on top of it. So they're going to make, $4,300 on it because they'll pay off the peeps, they'll take the car, they'll sell it for salvage, they'll get my $500 deductible, and they made money. And I lost $7,000, and my daughter lost $3,000. But, I used the $2,400 for her down payment. But that's basically how that's going to end up. So Kismet loses $7,000. And I just spent all my money on this trip, and basically all my credit cards are maxed. So even if I did want to get it fixed, there's no way that I could go in and pay for it to get fixed anyway. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Have her go look for another car just in case. Yeah, and that's the other thing I was thinking too. I feel like they're trying to scam me, Rotisserie G. I have the same vibe that they won't salvage it. They'll go get it fixed for a lot less than they're going to charge me. And then they'll sell it at auction, and they'll sell it for $6,000 or $7,000 at auction, and it will be fixed, and then they'll make money on it overall. So basically, I lose money, and they win, and I'm screwed. I'm getting that vibe. I feel like we're trying to get ripped off at this point. Now, the real question is, can I fight for more money over there for my time and effort and all of that stuff with the insurance company? What do you guys think in the chat? Anybody here a pro at all of this stuff? I haven't needed my insurance company in forever. I mean, I don't really drive all that much anymore either. I don't. My wife does. She drives back and forth to work. But we're just like massively screwed here. Massively screwed over because of this. Has anybody ever gone through this kind of thing, had this kind of problem? Let me know. Again, we're just having stream therapy, everybody. This is where I come on stream, vent a little bit about the stupid tumblers of effects here that happen. Yeah. And they said that it was totaled in the very beginning, and I'm like, well, you haven't even looked at it yet. And I went and took it over to another place, and they said it wasn't totaled. They said, oh, it'll be this much to get it fixed. And I said, okay, let's go ahead and try to get it fixed then. And then they didn't take their insurance. So I had to go to someone else. And then to go to someone else, I had to wait months later for them to send it to some shop so they could look at it. And apparently they didn't even, the shop people didn't even look at it. One of their people that's got sent out to look at it, even though they could have sent it out to my house right at the very beginning and looked at the car and told me that from the very beginning. So basically, it costs more now to get the car fixed than it did 4 months ago. So yeah. Yeah. It took 6+ months to get your car fixed? Holy mackerel. Yeah, I don't know what it is about getting your car fixed nowadays. I wonder if it's because there's less people working. Is there less people working in the repair salvage thing? Now, I've got to first break this to the wife, everybody, which I can hear. She just got home. I can hear her driving up in the driveway. And then I have to break this to my daughter. It's making me almost cry just thinking about it because she absolutely loves that car. And I had only a few more years to pay it off. I had like, I don't know, 4 more years actually to pay it off. It's only been a year in there as well. So yeah, $9,000 down the drain, or really $10,000. I put another $1,000 into the car. Yeah, that's the thing. Yes, they provided an estimate to me. They said it was $10,000, DJ, to get the car fixed. And they said they would release they would release it as salvage, and they pay me $10,000, but I owe $7,000 on the car. So really, minus my deductible. So basically, which is $500. So basically, I'm going to end up with like $2,400 if they just take the car, and I get $2,400, and I can take that $2,400 and go and use that as a down payment, maybe on another car. But you got to think that the prices of, used cars have gone up, but now they're coming down a little bit, but they still went way up all year long. And I'm also out $7,000 that I've invested into that car for basically, 8 months of use. So think you're going to need power armor in a bit to prevent you from riding off what you tell everyone? I know, right? I'll need some power armor for when they do a thing. See, and the problem with having teenagers, everybody, is always your fault. It's going to be my fault. It's going to be my fault that there was an accident. My fault that it can't be fixed. It's going to be my fault. It's really disheartening as a parent, everybody, when your child constantly blames you for all the ills in the world. And I have spent 4 months now doing this. I've spent hundreds of hours trying to do this, following up to insurance companies, figuring out what the best options are, trying to get the thing fixed. And went above and beyond to even help her buy the car and all of that. And I've been paying the insurance on the car as well, because she's saving up for college. It's just an all-around nightmare, everybody. All-around nightmare. But my daughter is not injured, and she didn't get killed. So that's the plus side. But breaking this to my wife here in a minute is going to be rough. And then eventually breaking it to the daughter as well. The report on what was wrong with it. Yes, the report on what's wrong with it is the following. It's a corner panel. The complete back door on the driver's side needs to be replaced. The inner corner panel needs to be replaced. The rocker dog leg needs to be replaced. There's some damage to the front door that needs to be done. And the V-pillar, which is the pillar that goes up in the center between the two doors, that, they say, needs to be replaced as well. So that's what they say is wrong with it. So there you go. That's what they say. Exterior for most of it, there's actually a hole in the side of the car. The front of the truck that crashed into her had a little trailer hitch, and that trailer hitch punctured the door, and you can actually see into the interior of the car. There's a giant hole in the back driver's back door. Yeah, it's a giant hole in there. And you know how much damage the other car took? 0. Zero damage. And that kid just walked away scot-free. And now this is my nightmare that I'm in. He just basically cost me $11,000. Cost me $11,000 out of my pocket. And really, me and my daughter, between me and my daughter, is $11,000. Me, it's about $7,000. About $7,000 down the drain. So yeah, or it'd be $7,500 down the drain. Because if I get $2,400 back, my daughter paid $3,000. It'd be actually $2,600, $7,600 down the drain. It's depressing, everybody. It is so depressing on someone who doesn't have a lot of money anyway. And I had to scrape and save and had to take a higher interest rate to just get the car for my daughter as well. But I've been paying on it diligently, and me and my wife have been just scrimping and saving and, just, giving up a bunch of stuff just to do that. And then I said, well, you know what? My kids are growing up. Since the car is going to be taken care of, let's go ahead and do this trip, this one last wave thing. And I raised just enough to do the Hawaii part, but the whole rest of it, I paid for that. And now that I already paid for that, I don't have any money at all on any credit card anywhere because I've maxed all that stuff out to do this one last thing with my kids. And now I am no money. I got, $10 in the bank and no credit cards to put stuff on. So yeah, in a real bad situation. So that's why I come in here to vent. Yeah, interest rates are up. Everything's like a nightmare, everybody. Everything's a nightmare at this point. So yeah, that's my life right now. So I thought I'd come on. Any other last suggestions, ideas in the chat? What do you guys think? You think I should cash out and just take the money and use it as a down payment? Do you think I should fight to say it wasn't my fault, that it was the other people's fault? Or it wasn't my daughter's fault, it was the other people's fault? What else? Do you think I should get the car repaired? Do you think I should take it as salvage? And basically they're going to pay me $6,000. I could pay the car off down to, and then I'd only owe $1,000 less on the car. Or should I take the money and then try to get the car fixed and then get it recertified as a salvaged car? Years of 2016. I'll just tell you what it is. In 2016, what was it? 2016 Hyundai Accent. 4-door. I've already called the other people's insurance and went round and round with them, and they said it was 50-50 fault. They said part of it was the kid's fault for not having his lights on, and part of it was my daughter's fault. So they have that 50-50 thing here in Tennessee. So that's what I was thinking. If I kept it, they say the salvage value of it is $3,000. So in that case, I could, in theory, get $6,000 from them and then take the car and sell it for salvage for $3,748. But then in the end, I would still have to pay off the loan, and I would still end up with the $2,400. So no matter what I do, I would end up with the $2,400 unless I could sell it for higher salvage, unless I could sell it for $5,000 in salvage instead of $4,000 in salvage. And that's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to call around the salvage areas, and I got a friend of the family who also knows cars and stuff like that, that I could take it and maybe sell it for more salvage than what they're going to price the salvage out as, and then maybe get more money that way. So yeah. You have a 2016 Audi Accent SLA? Oh no! Oh no! Well, look out! People have been stealing your car, bro. Look out! They figured out how to get in those Hyundais and Kias and steal cars. It's a terrible, terrible moment, everybody. I feel so bad. It's not even my car. It's my car. I'm paying for it, but it's really my daughter's car, and this is going to be such a blow to her. Because they said they were going to get it fixed, and then they come back and say it's total. And they've been jerking me around for 4 months now, since she had gotten in an accident in March, and now it's July. So there you go. Do I want to sell it for $2,400? Flux. Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, if I took the money and then I sold it for $2,500, I'd actually end up with less money. But if I took the salvage value, then they would pay down the original lien holder first. So they paid the $7,000 off, and I would end up with around $2,000 to $2,400. So because of my deductible, that $500 deductible they would take out as well. There you go. You would if your ex-wife was off of it. There you go. Yeah, a good friend of mine said the reason why divorce is oh God, what was it? The reason why divorces are so expensive is because it's worth it. He had 7 wives, by the way. I've never been divorced. I've been with my wife 30 years. 30 years. Yeah, you like that? It's ally. Yeah, he'd know, man. Seven marriages. Holy Christ. Oh, man. I can't even see how he could handle 7 different women, everybody. I mean, one woman is more than enough for me, everybody. But I got 3 others too. I got 3 daughters as well. But that's more than enough for me. I don't know how people handle so many women in a sequence like that. Too many for me. One is enough. Fight for it, says the lady. Is it blue? It is not blue. It is, I think it's white. Yeah, it's white. Yeah. Did the police charge the other driver for anything? You could always contact suggestions, maybe seek restitution in civil court. But if there was a criminal charge, you could be listed as a victim and seek restitution. Either way, it'd be a long process with court and might not win since there's no injury. Yeah, DJ Watkins, I contacted several lawyers, and that's what the thing is. There's no injury. So lawyers don't want to do it if there's no injury, because then they're not going to get the liability for it. And I already contacted them about it and said, look, this is what they're doing. And they say, well, even if it's not her fault and it's 100% the other guy's fault, you'd just be better off just to get the car fixed and pay your deductible, which would be $500, because it costs more than the $500 to get the lawyer. But now that the car is totaled, then it's different. Now it's different. Now I have to pay out of pocket, and then I lose all the money I've already invested in the car. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, Gatlinburg. Yeah, I've been to Gatlinburg over there. Yeah. Any gap insurance when the car was bought? The gap between the... I don't know. I don't know if I have gap insurance. I would doubt it. That's a good question. I'm going to write that down. Do I have... I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt if I have gap insurance. Now, gap insurance is the price when you originally paid the vehicle, right? Is that what it is? Yeah, I have full coverage on the car. Yeah, well, I owe less on it than they're willing to pay out for it. So, yeah, depends on what the contract says. Yeah, so that's what they'll do first. They'll pay off the loan first before they pay me. So they're going to pay the $7,000 off on the loan, and then I will end up, again, with like $2,400. Or I could keep the car and try to sell it for salvage, and then I'd get $6,000. And then if I sell it for salvage for $3,700, then I would get $4,000, and then I'd still have to pay the $500 in deductible anyway, no matter what, however this comes out. So it'd really be $5,500, and then I could sell it for salvage for so much. So the real thing is, how much salvage could I sell it for? That's another question too. If I got the car and then just sold it for salvage, maybe getting more for the salvage, but then how do you know, right? How do you know? I know, rigged, right? Totally rigged. It's rigged against the insured, it looks like, in this case. And it's because it's such extensive damage. Had it been a lot less damage, well, then I could have just had it fixed and been fine. But, you know, this is the way it goes. This is the roughness of my day. So yeah. So what do you guys think? Any other suggestions, ideas? Yeah, see, it's because I owe, because the value of the car is actually more than what I owe on it, which is good, I guess, in the long run. It'll pay the car off, but then I don't have my $3,000 I had originally to put down on it. So now I only have $2,400 to put down on it, which means that my financing value is going to be higher on the next one. Yes, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. That's the actual value of the car at the moment of the crash is around $10,000. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. The actual value of the car was $10,000 when it crashed, and I bought it for $13,000, or really $16,000 if you think about it, because you put $3,000 down, and then you have your license and fees and all of that stuff, which is another $3,000. I've been paying interest on it all this time as well, because you know I got to pay interest and the principal at the same time. So all of that interest now is lost as well. So the value of the car is around $10,000. It's actually $9,955.28, to be exact. Yeah, I don't know. Can you give them a counter offer? Can I say 1,100? Because of the wasting of my time for 4 months, because I've been sitting here waiting around, and you guys dropped the ball on getting it fixed earlier, and all of that, because they screwed this up big time. Hey, Airluda, I know it's rough, man. It's rough. They screwed it up big time. They made an appointment at the very beginning. They didn't follow up on that appointment, so they canceled my appointment. Basically now then I had to wait another month, and then I was trying to get with them, and they're like, oh, hold on, we'll got to assess it, whatnot. I said, okay, where can I take it? And then I went to all these other places that I thought, well, you know, these are nearby. These guys are highly recommended. I'll go to them. And I find out they don't take my insurance company, because they say my insurance company is the worst, which I didn't know. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, don't see why you can't ask him. What would you say is a good counter offer, since you have the same car? What would you say is a good counter offer? 11,000, 15,000? Because, you know, there you go. Yeah, plus the time you waited. Yeah. What do you guys think would be a good counter offer? 15 grand, since it's cost me all this time and effort and all that stuff? 12 grand. Because they're offering me 10. See, I find the smartest thing, 1 million. Yeah, I wish. That's how much my time's worth for sure. Wasting hundreds of hours doing this. 12 at least, you think? All right, well, I'll make a note. All right. Well, I just came on to play the tiny violin, or actually the Nuka-Cola ukulele here. I hang out with you all. I guess I could play a little. Oh, I don't have the sound in this layout. I just came in for some stream therapy. You can reject their offer and ask for a reappraisal. Oh, well, that's an idea. All right, I'll put that in there. And she might have PSD from the crash. All right, well, we'll put that out there. Well, she seems to be fine, everybody. She seems to be fine, but you never know with kids. I don't know if she's just being a teenager and being mad at her dad all the time, or if it's like trauma from the accident. You don't really know with teenagers, everybody. There you go. But all she had is she had like a stiff neck, and then they gave her a little neck brace for a while, and then she said she was fine. So there wasn't really any medical damage, which is good, people wise, but bad when it comes to insurance wise. She's fine, which is the most important part, but this part is the sucky part, where I got to figure out what the heck to do here. I got to figure out what to do next. Yeah, so get the salvage value assessed separately. Hold on, right now. Whatever. All right. Get that done. All right. I agree. I agree big time. Yeah. All right, everybody. I gotta go. I gotta talk to the wife and go do a whole bunch of stuff. But I appreciate you guys tuning in for just a little bit. I gave you a bunch of kiss cats, by the way. I almost forgot last time, but I gave you a bunch last time. I'm gonna show you guys a whole bunch of love for have a little stream therapy. I'm just gonna press the button a whole bunch of times. I don't even know how many times that was, but that was a whole lot. That was a whole lot. Yeah. So I'm off to go do this, everybody. Another bump in the road, another hurdle for me to jump. And I will see you all later. We're going to go ahead and roll out the Kismet Love Train. Let's go. All right. Oh, I get my chat out of there. There we go. All right, everybody. We're going to roll out of here. Again, I didn't really play any games, but that's why we call it just chatting. Sorry I couldn't play with you all today, and of course it's going to put me even further behind on my season, but we'll just do the best we can do. All right, that's all we can do in life is the best you can do. You try your best, you try hard, and life just tries to put as many hurdles in front of you as it can. So I'll give you guys some more caps before we go. Remember to duck and cover. Exactly. So I'll try to be back later tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I'm feeling up for it. I can feel I already feeling pretty run down right now, but I'll rest up a bit. Hopefully we get back into the vibe here, at least have some fun here on stream. And play some Hogwarts Legacy hard mode tonight. I can bring my schedule up so you guys can check it out right over here. Now, again, you can always find my schedule on all my social medias. You can see them right down there under Kismet BP, B like Bravo, P like Papa, named after my longtime guild called the Kismet Blood Pledge from Lineage, the original Lineage, way back in the day. That's what the BP stands for, if you ever wondered. So there's my schedule right there. You can check it out on Twitter, Discord, and a whole bunch of other places. We're going to be playing some Hogwarts Legacy hopefully later tonight. And then we're really going to have to go to town on some 76 tomorrow and on Thursday. And we might actually have to push back some other stuff so we can get 76 done. I might have to push back the Hogwarts Legacy thing and then just go hard and heavy because we only got like a week or two left, I think, until the next season comes out. So I might have to like double up on that and really go to town on it. I don't know. I'll figure out what it is if I can bring myself to get out of bed in the morning. We'll see. But again, you can check all that stuff out. You can help out the stream by going over there, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button over there on YouTube and on Twitter. You can check out the Discord, check out the website. And especially the best place to support the stream, everybody's over on Patreon, because Twitch takes half of everything here for every sub. They take 50%. So if you want to help this stream keep going, and it barely gets by every single month, and who knows how I'm going to survive now with all of these problems. But you go to patreon.com/Kismet. That's the best place to support the stream. Even for $5, you get your name at the end of every stream and every video, as long as you're a patron. You also got early access to all my stuff I'm doing here on stream as well, of guides, highlights, and they're ad-free over there as well. So I appreciate all of that. So thanks, everybody, for being here and having a little stream therapy moment. And I will talk to you all hopefully later tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye, everybody.
Hi, this is Norbert. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Help support more videos just like this one and keep the Kismet love train a-going by dropping by my Patreon and showing your support. Big thanks going out to Resident Spike, Rotisserie G, JC Hunter, AMZ, Carlos, Jeremiah, the Notorious TDK, and Scriplin. Click to watch more videos, and I'll see you next time.